Hey guys, what's going on here? Arb here, back from a incredibly long hiatus, but I have been summoned from the depths of that hiatus to some absolutely hype news that, to be honest with you, I just had to make a video about, and that is about Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave Direct that happened today. This morning, when I finally got my eyes to sit down and view and my ears to listen to this Nintendo Direct, I was pleasantly surprised with everything that I saw, to be honest with you. Overall, just from the graphics, what we've gotten from the story as well so far, and also everything. Now, this is the first mainline Fire Emblem game that we've had in about 3 years, it looks like. Yeah, 3 years. The last game being Fire Emblem Engage, which came out on the Nintendo Switch. Now, I skipped out on Fire Emblem Engage, so the last real Fire Emblem property that I fully dived myself into was Fire Emblem Three Houses, which I absolutely adored and loved. Engage was a game that I still need to check out and would like to check out. I heard a lot of the reviews regarding that game though, and it just didn't really seem to be the type of game that I was looking for. Like, it didn't really have the meat or substance that Three Houses had, which is something I really enjoyed, considering Fire Emblem Three Houses, like for me and for many people, was my first introduction into the Fire Emblem series. And since then, I've gone on to play Path of Radiance, Radiant Dawn, and also a little bit of Awakening and Fates as well. So overall, I would like to say I love the Fire Emblem series, and now with this Fire Emblem's Fortune Weaves trailer that got dropped today, I am just more excited than ever to be a Fire Emblem fan. And also, I don't know why I forgot this, but I completely spaced the fact that this game was coming out in September, on September 17th as well. Completely caught me by surprise. But getting into the trailer though, they talked about quite a few things during this trailer. Primarily, they went into, at the beginning of the trailer, discussing some of the main characters that we're going to be seeing in the game. They also showed us another character as well. His name is Dietrich. Now, Dietrich is a very interesting character and kind of gives me Xenos vibes with the way he's fighting a really powerful opponent. You're a Final Fantasy XIV fan, maybe you heard about that. But also, besides Dietrich, there is Theodora as well. And then finally, it looks like there was Lita also. Now, going through the trailer, you kind of get a taste of basically a little bit of what the stories are for each of the characters, a little bit of backstories for everybody. And it kind of starts to give you a little bit of a taste of everything. And then also starts to go into some of the gameplay mechanics as well as what we can expect. Now, reviewing the gameplay mechanics and seeing what there was, honestly, this looks like pretty typical standard Fire Emblem affair. Turn-based tactical RPG, what we've come to know and love from the series. However, there does seem to be a little bit of a return to the rock, paper, scissors system that Fire Emblem is known for, which honestly is something I'm really excited to dive into, because that is one of those features that in Fire Emblem Three Houses felt like it was a bit overshadowed compared to just the rest of the other Fire Emblem games in the series as well. Going back and playing Path of Radiance and some of the other games, the Holy Trinity, basically, or the rock, paper, scissors system of that game is incredibly important to navigating it. And then besides that, they did show that there was a return also of the standard combat arts and things like that. And then they showed what appears to be the gimmick of this game, which is the Blaze Arts. The Blaze Arts are very powerful abilities that cost HP, and it appears that each one of the heroes have their own unique Blaze Art that they can do. And I'm sure that as the game progresses, I'm assuming at least as the game progresses, they're probably going to unlock more and more abilities for doing different Blaze Arts that are in line with what they do. And then also, they did show that there was an ability to turn back time as well, like how in Fire Emblem Three Houses had. I thought that was interesting how they decided to bring that back into the game, especially considering Sothis plays a role in the game. So I wonder if thematically doing this has some sort of important story elements, or if they just shoehorned it in because they feel like this is just a mainline feature that needs to remain in the game. Tough to say right now, but once we get our hands on the game when we're actually playing it, we'll be able to tell more, to be honest with you. And besides the combat, they also went into the specialties, showing the different classes that we're going to have access to. They also showed as well just some of the different varieties of things that these classes can do, like their mobility, their defenses, their attacks, and everything else like that. And I gotta say, all these classes look very fun, and I'm really excited to check them out, to be honest with you. Everything here looks super fun, super good. And oh my goodness, can I just say, the Nintendo Switch 2 is such a welcomed upgrade for these type of games. This might not be something that is as stunning or as insane as you could see on a computer game where the graphics are maxed out on a 5090 with hyper realistic visuals. But my gosh, with what they have here and what they're doing with this system, this game looks absolutely beautiful. And this anime style RPG just really kind of shows honestly the true insanity that is the Nintendo Switch now, and what hopefully we can continue to expect from Nintendo Switch 2 games going into the future, which is this very crisp, nice, honestly, graphic 60 frames per second games that, are, visually appealing, but not necessarily at the top end, which is, in my opinion, not really something that is needed to have a great game any day anymore. I mean, there's so many games out there nowadays that have these impressive graphics, and honestly, they're just as shallow as can possibly be, with no sort of substance whatsoever behind them. But Nintendo is out here just kind of proving once again that you really don't need the greatest graphics. You just need a great game, And that's something that I really hope that other developers pick on. Anyways, besides that tangent there, the trailer also showed quite a bit of story elements, like I was saying as well, and just, the things that you can do, open world and everything like that while you're adventuring, which is really exciting. There's also this questing system that looks very interesting also that I'm super excited to check out, as well as this system where it basically you're exploring a dungeon and the game goes into a turn-based style combat system. Now, that is something that has been honestly kind of living in my mind rent-free since I saw it. I'm really excited to see where that goes and how that's going to further develop in the game. And if anything, it kind of feels like it might be just like a small input of the game, but it is a very nice change of pace when you are doing open world exploration, though. It's not necessarily you have to worry about doing their typical combat that you do in Fire Emblem games, which is very fun and involved, but I will say grinding mission after mission can sometimes be a little bit of a drain on you. So having that change in pace when you're exploring the world map and doing these type of tactical turn-based style combat encounters, it's very interesting. We'll see what the depth of that is. I feel like it won't be something that's too deep. It might be just something that's just there, but at the same time, it is nice that it was a feature that was added, and I'm excited to explore it regardless. And then also, they end the trailer with showing us a little bit of I suppose the truth of what it is, essentially. Now, it appears that we've all not gotten the full story yet, but now they're revealing to us that the characters that we saw were not the main characters of this game. Actually, the main character that we have of the game is a hero that is 5 years in the future. And from what I understand, as far as what the story implications of that are, is the heroes that they have introduced and showed us at the beginning of this game that we've met have all disappeared for mysterious circumstances, I'm sure, which we will find out what they are. And our hero is basically tasked with, figuring out how they're going to solve this, and this is where those story choices and story elements are going to come in. Sothis, the progenitor god, is again involved in this. Her being older as well, her new design looks very cool. I like her a lot. And it's very interesting now to see that this is who the main character is, and I'm really excited to see exactly how the gameplay is going to go down. Are we going to start with this main character, and then we're going to have these moments where we're going back into the past, experiencing all these stories to kind of piece it all together? In my mind, I'm thinking the way that it's probably going to work is we're going to have our main character that we're playing with, and then we're going to do these jump backs in time, and that time period is basically going to be us working through these moments where the tournament's happening. We're going to be experiencing all of that, and then between those times we'll jump back into the future and basically play the game all at the same time, it feels like. But that is just my guess. But yeah, it did end with finally showing us who the true hero of the story is going to be, and honestly, this trailer looked great. I am beyond excited for this game. The graphics, the story, the gameplay elements, everything like that, everything just looks so interesting, and all of the characters are all so unique and fleshed out. Something that I really enjoyed about Fire Emblem Three Houses was the interesting personalities of all these characters, and it appears that is something that is returning in Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave as well. So I'm very excited just to get to know these characters, meet these characters, talk to them, figure out who they are, really get into the story. So I would say this is a massive Nintendo W. Now, something that I am not a fan of, unfortunately, and this is just from my perspective, is honestly, I really don't like the $80 price tag for the physical edition of this game. $70 digital and $80 physical, but just wow, we're really in that time period now where games are $80, if you want a physical copy. And it is just something to me that is honestly, probably shouldn't be that surprising to me anymore, but it does sting a little bit, It is not that long ago that we were paying $60 for these games, and now they're $80 if I want the physical copy. And, even then, if we're getting the physical copy of the game, I mean, gosh, you know, how long will that be around? Hopefully Nintendo continues the service, but it does feel bad that there's a median that is kind of being attacked right now by the entire industry, just because, you know, perhaps it's not performing as well as it should be. But, you know, in the place of it digital now being here, I suppose it is serving its original function, which is it is the cheaper option, right? But even then, the cheaper option, $70. So, you know, how is it really that much cheaper? But, you know, I mean, people have already said too, games have been $60 for a while, and going for inflation, they should probably be worth significantly more anyways. So I see, you know, both sides of it. It's just when I see that price tag, it stings a little bit, and it makes me feel a bit older just saying back in my day and remembering. Anyways, that was all I had to say about the Fire Emblems and Fortunes Weave trailer. Well, if you've made it this far into the video, tell me what you think. Go to the comments. Let me know. You know, are you excited? Are you really geared up and ready to play this game? I mean, I know I am. I am very excited to play this. September 17th is just around the corner, so it'll be in all of our hands soon enough, and we'll all be able to finally experience this game that we've been waiting now for 3 years basically going on now since the last mainline Fire Emblem game. So yeah, if anything, like I said, thank you so much. And if you could like this video, follow if you would, or subscribe if you like this video and like this channel and you want to see more content from me. Every like and subscription that this video gets encourages me to make more videos. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Take care. Goodbye.